So I want to talk about the language that you use when it comes to attracting your partner and how that can affect how fast you or slow you attract your partner. Sometimes we don't realize the power of our words, right? We can speak things into existence and we can also speak things out of existence. I am guilty of it in a great way and in a way where I've spoken myself out of things or spoken things away from me. But yeah, so I just have this list of a few things that could be considered when it comes to the language that you use as you are attempting to attract your partner. Number one, when you refer to men and women as niggas and bitches. That's not, if you're not trying to attract niggas or you're not trying to attract bitches, then you shouldn't be saying that. You want to attract a king. You want to attract a queen. You want to attract a good woman, a good man. Some people say God-fearing. Some people say spiritual. You want to attract that type of a person, not a nigga, not a bitch. Because when you get a nigga, you're going to have a problem. When you get a bitch, you're going to have a problem. Okay? So speak what you want and be intentional about that as it relates to how you describe the person that you want to attract into your life. Number two, pessimism. A lot of times we tell the old story. I'm guilty of it myself. Sometimes I still catch myself doing it, but the key word is that I catch myself, right? But sometimes we tell the old story and we think, well, these men ain't gonna do this, or these men, they zesty, or whatever it is that y'all be saying nowadays. It's just all extremely negative. But then on the other hand, you turn around and say, but one day maybe I'm gonna have me somebody, or I want somebody, and if you really want to attract somebody, then actually just speak positive things and think about the good things that you have experienced. Think about the good things that you've seen and the good things that have been told to you and shared with you about relationships, and focus on that. Don't focus on the negative stuff. It's negativity everywhere. We experience that all the time. We see it all the time. We hear about it all the time. So we don't really need to add to that. And if we're trying to be intentional about attracting our partner, let's start reframing and repackaging the story that we tell people about our love lives. Next, I would say just having a potty mouth in general. Niggas and bitches. And these niggas ain't this and they ain't that, and just cussing, and just imagine if you're out somewhere and you just carrying on just cussing, and whole time that could be your king or your queen over there, but they see you over there just cussing like that. That's not really attractive to a solid man or to a solid woman. They're not going to look at you like you're a mature, professional, righteous type of a person. They might look at you like, ooh, that's a nigga, that's a bitch. That's what you saying, ain't it? So, just all of the extra cursing is probably not necessary. I used to cuss a lot. So, sometimes I still do cuss, but I have toned it down a lot. The next thing I would say is speech to others. Things that you say to others. That kind of ties in with the pessimism part about telling the wrong stories, telling the old stories, telling the negative stories, right? If you want to attract a good person, talk about that good person. If you want to experience a good person in your mind first. Experience a good person in your heart first, right? Of course, we need to go to therapy. Of course, we need to do personal development. I'm talking as if we already have done those things or we're doing those things now. Right. And we're actively working on those things. And then we're also actively trying to attract the right person into our life. So we're gonna talk about the person that we want. Yeah, girl, because my husband, he said he's coming to pick me up tonight. Well, what husband? The husband that's coming? The husband that I'm manifesting? Yeah. It might sound silly, but it's really not. I mean, you can also write down a list of what you want in your partner. And you never know what might happen. You never know. And the list might be unrealistic to some people because it might have 50 things on it. But I would say this, write down everything that you want in your partner and then scale that list down from 50 to 30. right? And then from 30 to 20, then from 20 to 10, then from 10 to 5. Now you have a realistic list of things that you absolutely need in your partner. I didn't say get rid of those things, but just scale the list down and identify the top 5 non-negotiables, or the top 10 non-negotiables, or whatever that number might be for you, but not 50. Okay. So speech to others, the things that you say to people about your relationship experiences, the things that you say to people about what you want in a relationship, be aware of that as you actively attract the person that you want. Next, I would say, this is number 5, your thoughts to yourself. Your speech to yourself and your thoughts to yourself. Because if you keep saying to yourself, man, I'm never going to have nobody because it's piss in the dating pool and these men, they don't know how to court a woman, then that's exactly what you're going to experience. You're going to experience piss in the dating pool, and you're going to experience men that don't know how or desire to court a woman. It's a lot of men out here courting women. I'm sorry to tell y'all. I know that y'all are sold on this thought and this strong belief that men are not courting women, but it's a lie. It is a lot of men truly out here courting women. They taking them on dates. They're buying them flowers. They're opening up the doors for them. They're doing all these things that you have never seen and you've never experienced. And sometimes we haven't seen and we haven't experienced it because we still speaking the wrong story. We still speaking from a pessimistic and from a hurt place, right? We still have on the lenses of hurt. So everything that we see is through the filter of our emotional wounds. We don't see or hear about men that are courting women. All we hear and see is the ones that's not. And that's just not really the actual truth. It's truly men out here courting women. And you can be one of them. You absolutely can. You just got to get yourself together in different ways, okay? And if you want to talk more with me about that, please click the link in my bio and you can actually schedule some time with me so that we can talk more about what you're working on. I can help you unpack it and I can help you reframe so that you can actually attract the man that you want. And that's it, actually. That's the list. The language that you speak when you're attracting your partner matters. The language that you speak to people about your partner or your past partners, the language that you speak to yourself about your future partner or your past partners, the language that you use to describe your future or your past partners, the language that you use to describe your experiences with those partners, right? And then just being foul. Like, you don't gotta have a foul mouth every chance you get. You don't. You really don't. So yeah, if you really want to attract a person that you really truly want and that you feel like you deserve, address these things that we've talked about. Stop calling them niggas and bitches. Stop being pessimistic. Stop just having a foul potty mouth. Stop speaking negativity to others. Stop speaking negativity to yourself. Period. It's just that simple.